Alrighty, good morning. Welcome back to another watch party. It is the Nets taking on the Miami Heat. I have no idea what the starting lineup is for the Brooklyn Nets because obviously the social media team, much like the actual basketball team, are acting a little bit slack at the moment. I have, as I said, no idea what the starting lineup is, but in terms of absences, Finney Smith is out. Watford is still out with the hamstring strain. Cam Thomas out with the hamstring strain. Zaya Williams remains out. And Jalen Martin is available with Derek Whitehead. So with the Nets heavily shorthanded, it is going to be a lot of the inexperienced getting some run. Ben Simmons has had 3 straight games where he's had 10 or more points. The last time he did that was in November of 2022, at the start of the season in November. The last time he had 15 in a game, or the last time he had a double-double in a game was when he played Utah. So it seems like Utah is a team that he circles on paper and he likes. He also made 6 straight free throws. I mean, he's 5 of 6 from the line, or was 5 of 6 from the line last game, which is a great sign because this guy hasn't been able to shoot free throws for dear life for the last couple seasons. Danny, welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Ben has not been a good free throw shooter over the years, especially in his Nets tenure. And so it's really good to see him starting to knock a few free throws down in a row. I'm looking at the free throws now. And he's already attempted more free throws than he did the entirety of last season. He's made 68% of his free throws, which is pretty good. 13 of 19. In the 2 seasons prior, he didn't go over 44% from the line. And so that's a really good sign for Ben. I mean, he's playing, granted, this is his last season of the contract, and he probably won't be with us beyond next season. But I feel like given he's been dog shit for ages, you just want to see Ben perform in a way. And obviously we don't have much else to root for because, players are going to get traded off, and there's not going to be a lot of talent out there. So I think seeing Ben perform will be a bit refreshing. And it has been. He's had 6 turnovers, so he is a bit of a mixed bag, but it's good to see him actually, piling on the stats, because he hasn't done that for years. I mean, yeah, it's really been a very dry spell, a lot of injuries. But this season, Jordi Fernandez has done a good job of handling that, and even Ben himself, he hasn't been too crippled by an injury bug. He's already played 22 games. He played 15 all of last season, and he's had 16 starts already. So not quite at the minutes level that he was when he was playing, or when he was playing at Philly, but he's slowly ramping up, you do feel. He's not averaging anything too eye-catching, but he is averaging the most assists he has ever had at the Nets, at 6.7 this season. So that's, I guess, a positive sign for him. But yeah, 22 out of 29 games for Ben is probably the best ratio he's gone at since he joined us. So at least there's something there. Cookie, welcome, buddy. Missed you the other day. Cheers, mate. Yeah, it was... Look, I'm probably not too pissed that I missed the game because it didn't look great. I mean, we shot... let's actually go back to the game while we're at it, now that you bring it up. The Nets had a shocking game. I mean, they scored 94 points, and that's bad enough. But look, the middle 2 quarters was where the damage was done. Utah outscored us 56-39, and the game was won by 11. So that's really all you need to know for the difference. Ben had 15 in that game. But turnovers were a massive issue. Not really any facilitation beyond Ben Simmons. So Cam Johnson had a fair share of the offensive load, and while he scored the 18 points and top scored, he had 6 turnovers for 5 assists. So that's not going to cut it. And Ben with 6 turnovers of his own, I mean, that's also not going to cut it. We only shot 11 free throws, and the loss would have been larger if the Jazz could have hit their free throws. They went at 53% from the line, but the Nets went 7 of 40 from deep. That is 17.5%. And a number of players, I mean, we look at all the guys who shot threes, they shot them in high volume. I mean, the lowest you're looking at is Shake Milton with 4 attempts, and then from there it goes as high as 9, and no one made more than 2 attempts, or made more than 2 shots. So, you know, Cam Johnson 2 of 9, Noah Clowney at 2 of 6 was actually the best 3-point shooter on the night, and that is below average percentage-wise. So that's where the 7 of 40 comes from. Didn't shoot it as well, or that well as a team. I guess the rebounding, you can extract something out of that. We had 16 offensive boards in the last game. But yeah, the turnovers are an issue. And on top of that, because of this lack of shooting that we now have, even though we were forcing turnovers, we actually forced 18 of those. We only got 11 points off that. Meanwhile, the Jazz got 23 from our 19 turnovers. So that was also a difference in the game right there. Fast break points pretty even. Points in the paint is going to elevate now that the 3-point shooting isn't there. 58 points, and we didn't even score 100 total. So that really tells you all you need to know there. But that's probably as brief a summary as I can give. We're going to look ahead to the starting lineups and tip-off, but I still can't see the damn starting lineup. This is incredibly annoying. Here we go. So the starting lineup, Noah Clowney got the start the other night without Dorian Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith is missing again, so that is where Noah Clowney will come into play. Keon Johnson keeps getting the start. He shot 0 of 9 from deep the other day, so no real surprises there. And on top of that, Claxton is getting starts, but the spacing is a bit cooked without Ben Simmons, or with Ben Simmons and Claxton out there, not much shooting. So in order for us to win this game, Ben's going to need to be assertive to sort of, you know, ensure that this isn't a huge net negative with Claxton and Ben on the floor and not really much shooting. Johnson and Clowney, they're going to have to hit their threes, and Cam Johnson will have that extended workload that he has had in the last couple of weeks. So it probably isn't going to be too long before Cam Thomas and Zaire Williams return, and I think that'd be welcomed because Cam Thomas, of course, is Cam Thomas, and he goes deep into his bag whenever things get tough. And Zaire Williams, while he's just a tenacious defender, his shooting has fallen off, admittedly, but I don't think you really give too much of a shit about that when, you know, when you're tanking, I think. At least I wouldn't give a shit. It's just like whenever Ben gets a chance at a jump shot, shoot the fucking ball. I don't care. Like, if this guy is gonna, like, this guy's on a tanking team, there's no incentive to not shoot mid-ranges if you've got the looks. Like, they're no different to practice shots. That's what they're giving you. And Ben hasn't taken enough of those until only recently. I think there was a shot at the elbow against Utah, and that's been plastered everywhere on social media. That, like, I mean, the world was ending when that Ben shot went down. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that. I'm liking the assertiveness. He accounted for half of our free throws the other night, and he had 11 shots total, which he hasn't had all season long. So, yeah. For Miami, no Jimmy Butler today. Bam Adebayo will start with Tyler Herro. Herro's been excellent this season. This is the first meeting between these two sides. Duncan Robinson, Jaquez, and Haywood Highsmith round out the 5 for Miami. So they are not tall, but their front court is very physical. And they actually don't wind up being a very small team in the end, really. With like basically 3 wings, Herro, who's not that short himself, and Bam Adebayo at the 5. I don't know how many points this Nets team is going to drop. I can imagine... Look, I did say going into the weekend, or the last game we played against Toronto, I actually said that the Jazz game would be more difficult than Miami. Like, Utah always causes issues. And they're just a really pesty team. I mean, Miami are the exact same, but I feel like they're more prone to lose in shocking circumstances. And well, they did the other day. In case you missed it, the Heat got outscored by 29 points in like the final 10 minutes of the game, 37-8. 37-8. And Orlando are missing Wagner and what's his name? Wagner and Bancheros, and they got like a legacy game, or a legacy quarter, should I say, out of Cole Anthony. So anything is really possible, to be honest. I'm loving the contrasting uniforms here. I'm loving the red for Miami, except for the fact that there's just a, like, Heat culture is just smacked on the jersey pretty carelessly, and that probably ruins how good the color is for the for these Heat jerseys. The court looks pretty nice. The Nets are wearing their black uniforms, but not the traditional ones. The Heat win the jump ball. We're underway, ladies and gents, for the final game before Christmas. It is Jaquez on the outside, guarded by Simmons. The wraparound for Herro, and the wraparound pass is knocked away, but Highsmith receives it. The 3 is off, and it hits the hardwood before the Nets get the rebound. It's Cam Johnson on the outside. They're looking for Claxton in the post. He's got it guarded by Robinson. Shoots the hook shot, doesn't get the bounce. He knew he missed it and tried to chase it up. And then Herro was able to sweep it up as it nearly fell out of bounds. So Claxton, I feel, loves playing the Heat. I think this is going to be a... Well, if history is anything to go off, then I think it's going to be a good game for Claxton, and I've put him in the player to watch spotlight. So hopefully old mate doesn't do what he did last time I put him in the player to watch and attempts to throw a seat cushion or some shit and just crash out on the court, because that's what he did last game, or a couple games ago, the last game I covered. The Nets have got it on the outside. Cam Johnson in the corner. Good screen by Claxton, and he frees the man up in the corner. The Nets' first basket made a minute exactly into the game. Robinson on the perimeter. We've got a lot of length out here. Adebayo, high screen set. Robinson on the move. Splash. 3 apiece. And the Heat are on the board. I mean, they've got a lot of 3-point shooting out there. So, and by a lot, I just mean Robinson and Herro, really. But Jaquez and Highsmith are definitely capable of hitting a 3-ball. Simmons. Good cut there by Johnson. It went off the bottom of the rim, and the feed to the corner results in a bucket. That is incredibly fortuitous, but the Nets have got their second 3 of the game on their second attempt. Adebayo, the drive in. Good defense by Johnson on the switch. He's going to need the help, though, because Bam's got the size, and the ball was lost. Another turnover. Shoveled to Simmons, who drives down the middle, gets rid of Jaquez. Layup! Ben Simmons with the body bump. He's shown that the last couple games. He doesn't give away the offensive foul when he does it either. He's a bully when he actually can be bothered. Rotation means that there's an open 3 in the corner for Jaquez. He knocks it down in front of the Heat bench. And it's been a bit of a 3-point shooting frenzy out the gate here. 2.5 minutes in. 4 threes made between both teams. Ben takes it in again. Kick out to Johnson, who will not miss. 11-6. The Nets are up. Johnson was 0 of 9 from deep the other day. An incredibly distinctive statistic. I'll remember that for days, months. Days, weeks, months, years. Kick out for the Heat. Another open 3 and another splash. Any danger in defending the 3? And I'm talking to both teams on the court right now, because no one is defending that 3 really that well. Ben's going to back down Highsmith. Picks up his dribble. Blocked, but fouled by Highsmith. And there is going to be free throws for Ben Simmons, who we said pre-game he's actually 68.5% on the year from the line. So this is an interesting watch to see how he goes at the free throw line. I mean, he hasn't been in the gym the last couple of years shooting free throws for nothing, so you'd hope it capitalizes on the court. Ben at the line to shoot a couple, and he makes the first free throw. It's actually a bit scuffed how Ben Simmons is shooting better free throws or better free throw percentage than Claxton this year. One more free throw here for Ben Simmons. With the Nets up 12-9, they have not trailed at any stage. Ben makes both. That free throw is looking really good. He makes his first two again at the line, and now we'll pick up Huckers in the backcourt. A switch defense has been employed here by the Nets. Herro picks up his dribble. Good defense by Claxton. Robinson shoots over Johnson. It hits back iron. Rebound off hands, but Johnson is the last to collect. And now Simmons, picked up by Highsmith, feeds it to Claxton. Backs down the man. Kick out to Ben, who's going to go into the paint. Spin on Robinson. Over the back. Clowney. Oh, God, that's a ropes pass. We got 6 to shoot. Johnson's going to need to accelerate to the rim. He does. Picks up his dribble. We'll get the foul, and that's good assertion there. Ben's loving it. Late in the clock, we needed a little bit of that. Bit of attack on the basket, bit of rim pressure. And the Heat have got a lot of wings, but I feel like they're a bit prone to fouling. Highsmith, I don't believe was the fouler there. I don't remember. Got a bit of short-term memory loss, but 13-9 Nets started really well out the gates. A lot of possessions actually coming up with results here, which is a positive, and that didn't happen nearly enough the other night from what I gathered. 14-9, the Nets are up. Johnson has made a 3 already, and obviously these free throws could send him to 5 points in the game. And just as I say that, I jinx it. So Johnson with 4 splits the pair at the line. 4 minutes into the game, the Nets up 5. It's Herro to Robinson on the wing. Numbers collapse. Bam is blitzed. Robinson. Herro step back 3 on Claxton. It is money. And now it's Ben looking to potentially respond. Knock away. Clowney's able to collect. Ben will get it back on the wing. Guarded by Huckers. Flings it across to Johnson. Clowney on the outside will fire the 3. And that's badly off. The rebound by Adebayo. 7:25 to play here. Rotations are late. And that means there is a foul under the basket on Clowney, who was looking a little bit cooked for positioning there. So he had to take one for the team and ensure Bam needs to earn these 2 at the free throw line. So 14-12. But the Heat can tie it here for the first time since it was 0-0. Or sorry, that's a completely false stat, but yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Bam gets the roll. Jalen Wilson in for the first time. So Johnson's minutes actually were pretty decent in the end. The last game we covered, Johnson was in incredible foul trouble for basically the whole game. I think he racked up about 10 minutes against Toronto because he committed a foul every couple of minutes. But he goes to the bench with no fouls and a couple of good moments on the offensive end. This game is tied at 14. 4.5 minutes into the first quarter. It is Ben bringing it up. Just looking for a handoff. Off-ball screen set here for Cam Johnson, but that's good defense by Jovic, who is into the game for Miami. Deep 3 by CJ. Oh, nylon! That's way back. 3 by Jovic. He's not shy either. And they respond. Every single time we hit a 3, there's always been a response. Ben, quick pass here to Wilson. Out to Ben on the wing, guarded by Jovic. He's probably going to back him down. A bit more size now they're equipped with to take on Ben. Picks up his dribble. Wilson on the outside. 6 to shoot. Gets inside. probably moved his pivot foot, somehow kept it planted, and then Clowney travelled, and it didn't really matter because he airballed the crap out of it as well. So out of all the, for all the brilliant three-point shooting we've witnessed so far in this game, Noah Clowney's probably been the most inconsistent, but we go into the timeout with the score at 17 apiece. The Heat can actually take the lead on the next possession for the first time today. Claxton is yet to score, as always. For the Nets here, we got 6 out of Cam Johnson, who was not missed. We've got Ben Simmons with 4 points and 2 assists already. You love to see that he's made both his free throws. And Keon Johnson with some nice minutes in, to start this game off. 4 points, a couple of assists, so nearly an identical stat line to Ben, and a steal on top of that as well. That is always a good sight to see. The Nets are 4 of 5 from deep. Excuse me. The Nets are 4 of 5 from deep. And they've been to the free throw line a couple of times. But the problem is the Heat have attempted every single shot from the outside, bar one. And they are not shooting it poorly, which means this game is where it currently stands. I mean, the three-point shooting, some of them have been open, some have been on the move, some have been tough makes, and just the offense prevailing over the defense. But, man, you got to get this percentage down. The last couple of games against weaker opponents, we've done a better job. We've done a much, much better job of sort of dealing with, these lesser likes. And I mean, it's sort of lined up with their offensive output. I mean, the Jazz only score 105, the Raptors only score 94, but there's been a lot of games this year that the Nets have been leaky. I mean, you look at the games we played against better opponents. Cavaliers 130, the Grizzlies 135, the Bucks 118, the Bulls 128, the Magic 123. I mean, there's some big concessions there. And right now, I mean, this opening quarter would have the Heat scoring like 135 again, 140. So we've got to keep tabs on these players, really, because right now, 5 threes conceded is probably not good enough. I mean, it's just a good thing that we've started well from the field as well. Otherwise, this could have been a shocking start. We've got to run them off the three-point line. That's got to be the key here, and then try force a couple of turnovers. Play resumes, and I'm trying to see the changes here for the Nets. It doesn't look like we've actually made any. Both teams playing pretty shallow rotations, if that is the case. Bam picks up his dribble, one at the mid-range, kick out to Robinson. We're not even, the hand is in the face, and they're still knocking down shots. Robinson's hit another tray. They've hit 6 in the game. They have not attempted anything outside of three-pointers. Clowney. Off window, and he's got it to go. Nicely played there by Noah. I thought he was going to get a little bit overwhelmed there, but that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart in maximizing that mismatch. Robinson's a bit of a traffic cone on defense, or some would say a liability. He's actually picked up a couple of personals, I believe, alongside Highsmith. That free throw goes home. Is Robinson still out there? I'm trying to identify. He still is. And I swear he's got a couple personal fouls, which is a bit bold. Herro gets inside. He lost it out of bounds. It's saved. Good heads-up play. Robinson ends up with it. Roller is Adebayo. Cutter is Jaquez. Takes a dribble. Shoots off the window, and that's too easy. That's actually really annoying because we nearly forced a turnover there, but unfortunately, we did not reap the rewards of that. The Nets down 2. Claxton wanted a foul. He had it knocked away, and Ben has to pick up the crumbs. He's got it on the outside. He's trying to direct traffic, but not much traffic is moving. Clowney needs to shoot the mid-range, and he got hit on the arm, but It was actually a block, and my eyes were just deceiving me. Jovic, the drive-in, layup. That's a tough shot. It's off. It's a 5-on-4. Jovic is in the first row. Ben takes it in to the corner for Wilson. He's ready to shoot. It's off. Claxton, the tip in. How was that not gone in? Very, very tough miss there. Herro, good cutter by Robinson. Extra to Adebayo is chopped off by Johnson. It was wayward, and he gets it to Ben Simmons. So a couple of stops in a row now, but the Nets need to capitalize. Wilson wanted the Claxton lob. He's fallen out of bounds. And just in the nick of time, I thought he was going to plant his feet out of bounds, but the heads-up play to knock it off Jaquez as he was doing so to keep the ball in the Nets' possession here. He definitely had the basketball in his hands. Claxton's going to sit with Simmons. And I believe there's another replacement. Sharp is out there. Milton's in. Johnson. Floater. Oh! That looked beautiful. Nice ball movement by the Nets. Johnson's got 8. And now he'll lock arms with Jaquez in the backcourt. Milton's in the game. Good roll by Jaquez. Good rotation by Sharp. But Jaquez with an easy pump fake, and Sharp always falls for those. Probably very lucky to not give away a foul. Milton had it knocked away. Wilson, kick out. Sharp open, top of the key. It's off. The rebound secured by Jaquez on the long rebound, and now it's Herro who will push the pace. Cross. Oh, he got right by Clowney and then blew the layup. Clowney had enough of a presence to put him off. Milton gets inside, hangs, can't score off glass. Ware gets the rebound and gets it ahead to Jovic, but all 5 Nets are back. He's still going to go at him, and he gets rid of Clowney. Clowney's a twig. And Jovic might as well do the too small because that was way too easy. 3:30 to play here in this opening quarter. The Heat have gotten a little bit of separation in the last couple of minutes. Scored 9 of the last 14 points. We're going to head back to the box score and get some insight on how this game has panned out so far for the Brooklyn Nets. If you are enjoying so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe as well if you are new. We will be back after Christmas for Nets Milwaukee. That'll be the 3rd meeting between both times. Of course, the Bucks have won both. Oh, no, they haven't won both. It's currently split the season series, but the next winner will have the upper hand in that season series. Adebayo has got 5 assists, and that's probably aided by the fact that no one from the Heat have really known how to miss from the outside, and he's been facilitating that offense. Robinson's hit a couple trays. Jaquez made 1. Jovic, Herro, Highsmith. All these wings have made 3-pointers. Only the 2 centers have not made a 3, and for the Nets, well, you've gotten 14 combined between Johnson and Clowney. Simmons with 4 in 7 minutes. Keon Johnson, only the 4 minutes in the first, but he also was very efficient with his time on the court. And the Nets overall are shooting it not too poorly. They've been to the line a few times, and they are making their shots. However, the Heat are doing so at a better conversion rate. And I wouldn't say it's been an awful first quarter by the Nets standards, really. 7 of 14 shooting's pretty good. Free throws and threes are up. But of course, the defense is one of those things that I feel is an Achilles heel with this team. I mean, we definitely go out there and try, but you just can't help but think that even though we've got a hand in the face, it doesn't really matter. There's not a lot of depth with this team either, which is a little bit of a concern, I am going to say. Goodness me, Charlotte are awful. I've just seen the score for the Charlotte game. They've got 30 points. Fucking hell, that is embarrassing. 30 fucking points. Alrighty. So 3:30 to play. Johnson will sit, and this is where the it gets really interesting. No CJ on the floor, who is our top scorer in the game. Martin has checked in. That's Tyrese. Keon Johnson is in the game with Sharp, Wilson, and someone else I have not named. But this is very much a G League squad. Martin's going to shoot the three in the corner, and he knocks down the tray right in front of the net bench. Continues that brilliant three-point shooting form for the Nets here in this first quarter. Herro's going to get picked up by Keon Johnson, has him on the hip. Another open three allowed. How many threes are we going to allow? This lot do not know how to miss. Martin, backdoor cutter is Milton. Is going to body up here on Larson. Milton's blocked as numbers collapse. I mean, that was a very easy rollover for Khalil Ware. Drew Smith is in the game for Miami as well. Of course, played a few games with the Brooklyn Nets. Ball's inbounded. Nets have 8 to shoot. It's Martin the drive. Down the middle. Why has he dumped that off? He had an open layup and he's gone with something that just simply wasn't there. Great knockaway there by Keon Johnson. The Heat are absolutely bewildered because they think that there was a hit on the arm, and they're probably right. There had to have been a swipe there because Keon Johnson is not that good, and they are 100% correct. That was the biggest arm chop I've ever seen in my life. Herro with the logo. They got a full clock to use. Milton is dumped, and there's a foul on Milton. So 2:24 to play. Milton was in foul trouble the other night. He committed 5 personals. So Heat ball here with 14 to shoot. Ball triggered into Larson. Ware to Herro. He's blitzed. Ware at the elbow. He's got to kick it out, and Larson's open for 3. That one is short. So finally, they've actually missed a 3-point shot, which is really refreshing. Early offense for the Nets. Wilson goes baseline and scores the layup. I think they were expecting a 3-point shot because that's where most of Wilson's shooting volume comes from. Herro guarded by Martin. The blitz arrives again, so they're willing to give Ware looks, and he's thrown up a shocking shot, but got lucky there with the ricochet off the basket. Now Ware in the corner. You're kidding me. He's chucked up the worst layup of all time and then hits that 3 in the corner with a defender's hand in the face. Johnson, spin. Floater was pretty, but it's off, and the rebound for the Heat. Herro's going to push. Pull up for 3. He's going to hit that. And it rattles out, but you lot need to talk under the basket. Dayron, man, he does my head in sometimes. Old mate needs to clear the airspace and tell everyone to get out of the way. He should be raking in those rebounds. Or whoever gets into that space first, you need to clear it out. Because how many times have this team fumbled rebounds when they've got like a 2-on-0 under the basket? Larson out to Jovic, moves through defenders. Sharp blocked the shot. There's going to be a foul with 7 to shoot. Free throws are going to come here by Jovic. Heat up by 5. I don't think they've led by any more than that. Keon Johnson commits the personal. Jovic at the free throw line. This lot have not really known how to miss here in this first quarter. Free throws for Jovic. He's been a very solid contributor so far. Second free throw for Jovic. He gets the bounce. And the Heat are up by 7. Milton. Hand off to Martin. Oh my fucking God, mates. This bench unit, man, is just... It makes that win against Phoenix so ridiculous because we had these bums playing while down by like 20 and we somehow won the game. 1:04 to play here. Ware gets it off the inbounds. Larson up top, guarded by Martin. The drive in. Kick out. Good defense by the Nets. Smith moves through. It's off, and then the fucking throwaway. You idiots! Fucking does my head in, man. So why are they throwing passes into the fucking open court? Seriously. It's just such a brain-dead pass. Slow the game down. You're in the final minute. And then he pokes someone in the eye. So, just to make matters worse, we've ended up giving away 2 free throws after having the ball in the backcourt. Like, they never even got a possession. Like, clean shit up, for fuck's sake, man. I need to see who committed that turnover. With the most brain-dead pass of all time. Let me have a look. Who was it? It probably was Keon Johnson, mate. This guy just doesn't... Yep. Absolutely no surprises there. This is what I mean. This guy is just absolutely bipolar with his form. Sometimes he'll have really good moments and then just produce something brain dead like that. Alec Burks is into the game for Miami as well. Second one goes down. So the Heat have been able to build upon their lead at the free throw line here, which is something the Nets were utilizing early on. Martin will receive the handoff from Sharp and now passes to Wilson, drive in, and is fouled. I'm going to say that was a bit of a interesting layup attempt there. He's probably lucky to get bailed out by free throws, to be completely honest. Free throws coming up here for Jalen Wilson. Oh my god, J-Dub. Make your fucking shots. Wilson off on his first. Second is good. So they've had a couple trips there where they've, well, split the points. The Heat are getting pressed in the backcourt, but this probably won't eventuate to anything. They can go for a 2-for-1 here, but they don't look overly aggressive with that. Smith the kick out. 3 by Burks. That is a shocking heat check. They've saved it, but they've passed it straight to Milton. It's a 3-on-1 fast break. You got to score. Wilson went under the basket, realized what he'd done, and then fucking threw it away. How on earth do you blow that? We've gone for... This is what I've been saying all season long, and this is what happened last game. You commit 19, or you force 19 turnovers, you get 11 points out of it. That is absolutely measly. And right there, you had a 3-on-1 fast break, and you've thrown the ball away. Smith, doubled. There's an open 3 here for Robinson. Takes a dribble. There's the look. There's the make. And there's the simple difference. 39 points in the opening quarter. Johnson's going to heave one up with one hand and nearly banked it in, but that is the quarter time break. This lot have conceded 39 fucking points to the Miami Heat, who are not known for their offense, mind you. Or at least in past seasons they haven't. But today is a different day for them. Those 39 points are very, very healthy, and the Nets are doing nothing to help themselves really to start this one off. I mean, they've committed 5 turnovers. They've actually forced 5 turnovers as well, but I'm willing to bet my house that we have significantly less points from turnovers than they do. The Nets have gotten 8 from Cam Johnson, 6 from Clowney. But in the last couple of minutes, I mean, you look at these 4 players, or the 5 starters, not 5 starters, 5 players on the floor right now. Nearly every single one of them has a turnover to their name. And it's incredibly careless, especially when you're shooting the ball as well as you are. You don't want to be wasting opportunities to develop, like expand on your scoring potential that you have in the game. You've shot 5 of 9 from deep. You've been to the line 7 times. You're only shooting it just a little bit under 50%, but it is these 5 turnovers, especially, well, most of them coming in the last couple of minutes, that are really letting you down. And then you look at the other end of the court and, well, the Heat are shooting great numbers, 60% from the field. They've hit 9 3-pointers. They've been to the line. Jovic is 10. Robinson is 9. I mean, Jovic came off the bench and has 10 points already for them. They've got 7 from Huckers. This is without Herro and Bam really doing anything. They've combined for 5 of their points. So, look, we're going to need to see more defense. That's what it's going to come down to, really. Got to cut the turnovers down. I really want to see what the state of these second chance and fast break points is right now, because I reckon it's out of hand already. Fast break points pretty even. The Nets have conceded 1 extra point off turnovers. I swear it feels a lot more than that. It's probably for the fact that the Heat have been incredibly damaging just in all facets of the game. So yeah, that is... Like, the really annoying thing for me is that we have had 4 steals already. So these are turnovers that are occurring in the open floor, and we have done really not enough with the advantage that we should have. So that's where the frustration really stems from. Play is underway again. Wilson's going to shoot off glass and miss. And then the Heat, well, these little half chances that the Nets have to get steals, it's not happening for them because we got the knock away but didn't get the steal. Drew Smith out to Jovic. Pass to the corner for Drew Smith. This guy cannot shoot. I would try get it in his hands as much as possible. He gets in the paint though, the extra. How have they let that one off in time? It's going to be waved off. And luckily, because the Nets would have conceded their 10th 3-pointer of the entire match, we're 30 seconds into the second quarter. So the Nets cause a shot clock violation, luckily. That's turnover number 6 for Miami, and they still have 39 points. Martin here has it knocked away. Burks blocked by Claxton on the chase down. Thank God for that. We needed that because these turnovers are getting out of hand. And then the lob pass is red. So already a couple of turnovers. Larson bounce pass to Jovic. The reverse, that's a wild attempt. It's off, but it's getting more free throws here. And the Nets are going to regroup. They need to bloody get composed here because the amount of turnovers is just... It's just not good enough right now. Not good enough. Free throws here for Jovic. The first goes down. They've got 40 already in the match. Look after the fucking basketball, man. These turnovers have been so careless. So careless. Second for Jovic. Goes down as well. They've been highly effective from the line. That conversion is through the roof. 13-point lead here for the Heat. Milton, Claxton up top, looking for the handoff. It's Cam Johnson who will receive it. Waits for the defender and then fed it to Claxton in the dunker spot, but he's not going to dunk it. He's going to shoot off glass and put up an absolute brick. Smith behind the back. Where's Dead to shoot? He will shoot and he will miss. The rebound is collected by the Nets behind the back. Euro was knocked away. And you've got to be joking me. Another turnover for Brooklyn. Smith puts up a wild layup. It's off. They're just swooping on the rebounds. Claxton was under the basket but half asleep. And then they blow the layup. The little scoop shot is off. The Nets are given opportunities here to trim the deficit. They're really not capitalizing. Bounce pass to Claxton. Good take. Takes a dribble and then is fouled by Jovic going up. Clax is almost like Ben Simmons. He really doesn't put the body into the man enough. Nearly enough. The funny thing is I'd actually back in Claxton to make... I'd back Ben Simmons in to make these free throws over Claxton the way things have gone in recent times. Because look at that, another missed free throw. It's just ridiculous, Clax. He's got to get this free throw routine sorted, man. It's happening way too often where he's bricking these. Feel like there's never a trip where he actually converts both. He's made 1 of 2 again. 12-point lead for the Miami Heat. The Nets have got to knuckle down, though. Have only conceded 2 points in the quarter. We get a steal again, so this is a good starting point to work off. Claxton, foul +1. There it is. Have not seen that enough at all. If you can get your bigger players to run with it, it's going to be difficult to contain them if they just put the head down and go to the rim. That's a good make. So free throws here coming up for Nic Claxton. 9:32 mark of the second. Just been to the line. He's going to have another crack, and he makes that free throw. So 2 of 3 from the line to start on 2 consecutive possessions. He's getting his tally up a little bit. 9-point game. Martin's playing some pretty physical defense there in the backcourt, making things difficult for Alec Burks. He nearly lost the handle and had to pass it off to Drew Smith. The screen arrives by Jovic, who is now guarded by Milton. Good drive in. Misses the layup, though. We got the fortuitous bounce. Claxton's going to bring it up again. Look for a handoff. I would take it in myself. Johnson is hit with an offensive foul. Are they going to challenge this? It looks like the video challenge guy. What? What the fuck is that for? Gee, Geordie, I reckon you would have won that challenge. That's a load of BS. I don't know how that's an offensive foul. Drew Smith on the outside. The Heat get the ball. Robinson takes it in. The kick out to Jovic. And they probably blew an opportunity there, but they'll get it again through Jovic. Takes a dribble. Lost the ball. Got it back. It's Burks in the corner. Oh, these little half chances to get steals. It looks so clunky, yet so effective at the same time. They've hit 10 threes. The Nets have still not made a bucket from the outside in this second quarter. Milton picks up the pivot foot and is fouled by Burks this time, so the Nets will have another crack at, well, getting a few points on the board while the scoreboard does not change. So 2 shots here for Milton. Looks like Ben's going to check back in. Free throw is good for Milton. Johnson will take a seat. That's Cam Johnson. Keon is still out there. Ben's had some good minutes, or did have some good minutes when he was in the game early on. One more free throw here for Shake. Nets have got Claxton out there with Wilson, Milton, Simmons, and Keon Johnson. 44-34 the scoreline. Ball is pushed by Drew Smith. Lost the footing. Johnson gets the steal. It's a 2-on-1. We go for the lob, and bro, oh my fucking god, what is he even doing? It's just a shocking pass. Drew Smith is down. It looks like he tweaked his ankle as he lost that basketball. 2-on-1 fast break, though. That is just pathetic, Keon Johnson. The second time we've nearly turned the ball over. Uh-oh, that could be an Achilles right there. That could be an Achilles. That's a real... That... Pushing off the back leg, and if your heel is giving in, that exact mechanism, that leg mechanism, movement mechanism, whatever, if that gives in, and you fall over, that is usually nailed on Achilles. That's not good. Not good at all. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well if you are new. We are back for Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks after Christmas, so make sure to tune in for that. Still got 8 minutes left here in this opening half. Nets are going to get it off or from the side. That's just the shocking pass, though, by Keon Johnson, man. It just does my head in. He does not need to lob that up to Claxton. The angle is not there. Just take it in yourself, mate. You got to hold on to the ball for longer and draw the defender in. It's just brain dead. So the Nets can trim the deficit back to single digits with a make on this upcoming possession. But we are going to have to wait a little bit of time. Drew Smith just went down with a little ankle problem, or I would say an Achilles issue. I'm no doctor, but I think I know that's going to have him in a little bit of strife. Alrighty. Should just be back in a few seconds, about a couple of minutes, I would say. So the Nets will have the ball. It's been definitely a more defensively minded second quarter, but that being said, the Heat have had their bench on the floor for most of it. So have the Nets, though. A couple of starters are in. Most are in now, actually. Of course, though, the Nets are lacking talent across the board. A lot of inexperience out there. Meanwhile, the Heat have a bunch of players who are, well, have been around the league for years and years, and they've got a coach to go with that. Simmons gets it off the inbound. Sharp is into the game for the Nets. He's going to take it down low and shoot off glass and miss. Offensive rebound by Herro. And Bam's going to push it. Robinson, there's an open man in the corner. It's going to be Burks from the same spot as before. And he doesn't get it down. Rebound by Wilson. Shovels it to Ben. Beautiful look. Oh, that's absolutely delightful. The reverse layup on the alley-oop. Good pass by Ben. And so, lead is down to 8. Keon Johnson's hit with a personal, trying to knock away the ball from Adebayo as he was trying to hand off to Herro. That's what should have been done on the previous possession with Keon Johnson. He had to draw the man in. So 44-36. Heat have got possession. Opportunity to get it back up to double figures. Robinson lost his man. Adebayo now collects and will shoot in the mid-range, and that's basically bread and butter for Bam Adebayo. He loves the mid-ranges. Simmons looking for a handoff. Wilson picks up his dribble. Had it knocked away. He's looking for Simmons. But the support's going to have to go the way of Keon Johnson, who drives it in, spins on Herro, hangs. Fucking hell, that is shocking shot selection there. That's just a throw up. And that did make me throw up. Herro, beautiful behind the back, moves through. There's another open three, and we don't even bother contesting. Funnily enough, that could be a strategy because they missed the three. Simmons, with 7 minutes to play. Oh, what a look! Great vision. Adebayo was napping in the paint, and Wilson, from right behind him, was able to just sneak up and get the easy 2 under the basket. I don't know how that pass hasn't been deflected. Jaquez retrieves in the corner. Tries to create separation. Ben with the knockaway off Jaquez. And the steal, or wouldn't be a steal, it's a turnover though. The Nets will get possession. That's great work by Ben Simmons in the corner. not allowing any room for Huckers to operate in. Still in a little bit on both ends. You love to see it from Ben. So 6:22 to play here in this opening half. Both teams have been turnover heavy. They've hit a ton of threes. Ben's going to bring it up again. He's just that guy. Looking for a handoff. Clowney's back in. He had a lot of time on the sidelines. Ben's going to drive. Kick out. Sharp's dead to shoot. Oh my God, bro. This guy is chucking up bricks. I like the fact he's shooting them, but mate, it looks bad. Herro, oh my fucking God. How are you fouling on 3-pointers now? Clowney is just a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, he's had good moments this season, but far out. As a second-year player, he's got a lot of work to do. Good cross by Herro. The closeout was... I mean, I was looking more at the landing room rather than the what was going on up top. Herro makes the first free throw. So it's been pretty dead even in this second quarter. And it was, to be fair, very similar in the first quarter to this point. Both teams were on 17 apiece after the opening 6 minutes. Tyrese Martin's back in. 6 minutes to play. Herro can get this lead up to 11. And he does. So, Nets have got Simmons, Clowney, Sharp, Martin, and Keon Johnson, the 5. Simmons takes it in. Oh, that's a wild miss. And he wanted a whistle. Not happy with it. He was talking to the official. And then an easy 2-in transition. The Nets are not happy with that. There's going to be a technical probably. Yep. Ben's going to get a T. He wanted a whistle. Let's have a look at the replay. I'm about to be very pissed. Can we please see what that is? Oh, fuck. They've called the timeout and pissed off to an ad break. I mean, all I asked for is just a replay on that. That's fucking bullshit. Ben's been playing well, all things considered. He's got 4 points and 4 assists, but I feel like he's actually been half decent when he's been on the floor. Nearly every net is in the minus, in the plus minus though, which sort of really tells you all you need to know. The Nets have not been shooting the 3 in the second quarter. They've been opting for the free throw attempts. The turnovers are pretty similar. But it is this field goal percentage which is a problem. And it is also the threes which are a problem. I mean, the Heat have only made 1 in the second quarter, but the Nets have done nothing to close that gap. These minute allocations have been really odd. But really, when you have this squad, you might as well test the waters a little bit. Better defensive quarter, though, by the Nets. I mean, probably less offensive firepower for Miami. But, all things considered, it hasn't been too bad of a second quarter. A good little, stabilizing quarter. But that being said, I mean, stabilizing is one thing, but then to actually trim the deficit down is another. We did get it down to as low as 8, but we've let ourselves down with a couple of bullshit defensive stops. And the Heat have scored the last 5 of the game. So that's where the frustration kicks in. Okay, hang on. Let's just dim the lights a little bit. There we go. 51-38 the scoreline. The Heat are outscoring us by 2 in the quarter, 12-10. Let's have a look. Where's the hit? No, that was all ball. Let me have a look. Does he want a body bump? I would not say that that is a T. these referees are just shithouse. Every single official just in their feels. It's like, I don't know. I don't remember the Warriors player that got teed up yesterday for calling out a spill on the court. Like, genuine care for player safety. Genuine care for player safety, and he got fucking teed up. That's just unreal. So the Nets down 14. 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Simmons. There's a great look for Clowney. Look at that. And you've just got to hit the fucking shot. It's wide open. Johnson, good persistence. And he gets it to go for 2. I mean, he was the minority under the basket, and he was somehow able to muscle up a shot. We've got 16 points in the paint. The Heat have only had 8 points in the paint the whole game. There's an offensive foul. Clowney got decked, and Robinson is bewildered by it as well. I don't know what that's for either. But what's new with the NBA officiating these days? 52-40. Johnson will take a seat on the bench and be replaced by other Johnson. CJ is in the game. Cam Johnson. Simmons at the corner, surveying the floor. He's going to drive in. Beautiful leave for Sharp. Gets it to go. That's a beautiful pass by Ben. Good drive in. Good little pocket pass. I mean, that is a pocket pass by definition. The no-look, Bam Adebayo wasn't prepared for that. And that's the second or third time he's been napping on defense. Just caught ball watching. And Sharp, I mean, he didn't even have the ball going up, but he somehow got it to go. Free throw is no good. I mean, that's going to need to improve in the second half. Because we've left a few points on the table. This is good defense by Sharp, though. Forces Herro to pick up his dribble, but where is the defense? Long rebound by Martin after the open three-point miss. Johnson early offense, ready to shoot. Oh, brilliant. There's the timeouts. And CJ's got a little beaming smile on his face. And he's talking shit as well. Mate, we have trimmed this deficit in half in about 30 seconds, it feels like. The lead is 7. It was 14 moments ago after a timeout was called about a minute ago. Let's have a look at the box score and see what updates are to be checked in on here. Cam Johnson has not missed. He's only taken the 4 shots. He's actually attempted less than a number of players on the Nets. However, he has made the most. He's 4 of 4. He's 3 of 3 from deep. He's got a steal to his name. And he's only played the 12 minutes, but he's been highly efficient in that time. And he's the only net, or I believe Ben's in the plus as well. That's good to see. I don't know about Keon Johnson. Is that a negative? Yeah, it is. But Cam Johnson's just been a huge plus today in this game, as he is always. Ben's got 5 dimes now. I don't believe he's attempted a field goal this quarter. Or he did attempt 1, but that was the call for a foul was, well, it fell on deaf ears. The Nets have now made the same amount of field goals as the Heat. Those 3-pointers are killing us. But the Heat have made only 1 here in the second quarter. They were like 9 for 14 at quarter time. So they've only made the 1. The Nets have made a couple. Or sorry, they've only made 1 actually. But they've barely taken any. The free throw number, well, it is higher for the Nets, but they actually haven't. Oh my God, Clax got sat down and Bear missed the mid-range. The number is higher, but the Nets have made 3 less free throws. The Heat have been flawless from the line. Simmons is looking for Johnson, who's being well guarded by Duncan Robinson. Johnson collects now. The no-look to Clowney. Corner 3 is badly off. I mean, that was always going to be a bad shot. And Jovic will push. Robinson in rhythm. I mean, it's so easy to anticipate, and time again it occurs. Ben Now guarded by Adebayo. Johnson given a lot of room. Oh, that had to be made as well. That was a good look. So now Cam Johnson with his first miss of the game. Herro with the hesitation. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound. Stolen away from Martin by Claxton. Johnson goes early. Runner. Oh, that's delicious. It was in the clouds. It's still coming back down. Robinson. Jovic out to Herro, guarded by Tyrese Martin. Good change of direction. And the layup is gone again. Blown. Herro is limping. Oh, no, he's okay. Looked a little bit deceptive the way he got up there. I thought he had tweaked an ankle. Cam Johnson, that is so nice, that little floater. And then Tyler Herro, well, he definitely put Ben off because Ben thought that pass was getting flung to the corner, but Herro decided to take it himself. 3 minutes left here. What am I doing with the clock? I've been all over the shop with the clock today. Herro is short on the first free throw. Herro's only made one field goal in this first half, which is sort of crazy to think. He's got the 7 rebounds, though, so a double-double definitely on the cards. Martin on the bench now. 3 minutes to play. And he rattles the second home, so 9-point game here. 3 minutes to play here in this opening half. Ben is guarded by Jovic. He's looking for the handoff. Beautiful bounce pass, and there's the foul on Robinson. It's going to be Clowney taking a trip to the free throw line to shoot a pair again. So Ben Simmons has been doing a brilliant job of facilitating, and his passes have been that flashy that it's had the Heat defenders reeling late on their rotations and committing fouls. He's also found the mismatches. So it won't go down in the stat sheet, these opportunities here, but Ben did create them. Leads trimmed to 8. 2:54 to play here in the second. It's a great cut by Clowney as well. Had Robinson on the weak side, and all he needed to do was really just bump into him and he would have gotten the call. Clowney makes both. It is now a 7-point game. Robinson's on, I believe, 3 personals, so he's going to have to sit out. But they need to attack that in the second half and get the shooter off the floor. Good cut by Larson. Blocked by Clowney. Get the board. Ben collects it. And he's going to push. Drive it. Takes on Adebayo. Picks up his dribble. He had an open look. He kicked it out instead. Clowney hits the 3. Top of the key. 4-point game. 2.5 to play. Great defense by the Nets, leading to offense. They push the pace well. Jaquez picks up his dribble. Ben knocked it away. Herro, it didn't look convincing, but he was able to collect that bounce pass. The rotation across forces the kick out. Please don't make that. It's off. The board by Claxton. Bounce pass to Ben Simmons. Let's run. He's got Larson guarding him on the outside. I would take it in myself, really. Cam Johnson, change of direction, moves inside. Foul. Nearly got it to go. It hit the heel. And it's going to be free throws. So another couple shots coming up here at the line. The Nets are getting a lot of loose change here. (56-52). The Nets have responded well in the last couple of minutes. 3 minutes, they've gone on a 14-4 run. So they've raked this game back towards them in their favor. They've reeled in the Heat, and it's now a single possession with 2 minutes to play. Cam Johnson, 6 shots. He's going for his 15th point, which he makes. So it's been a really effortless 15 points here. 56-54. Jovic going to hand off to Adebayo up top. Looking for the pass. Herro has to fight his way through. Pass to the corner. Why are we helping? Robinson misses the three. It's good defense. It's knocked out off Adebayo. The Nets force another stop. I mean, that three-pointer is going down in the first half. It was Larson in the corner who shot it, and he missed. 56-54. The Nets can somehow get the lead back here. They were down by as much as 14, really 4 or 5 minutes ago in game terms. Simmons on the outside. He's going to look for Johnson on the wraparound, the drive-in, behind the back. Going deep in his bag. Moves through. Layup is off. The Heat will push. Jovic to the corner. Nope. Into the middle to Adebayo. We need help. Adebayo removes Johnson and converts for two. So 60 seconds left here in this opening half. There's an open look for Clowney. He's going to shoot early in the clock. And he hits the tray. Bam is pissed. I don't know if he's pissed at himself, he's pissed at the team, or he's pissed at the officials. Ben nearly stole it without looking. He then does steal it. And the Heat get back first. Johnson, though, is probably going to slow things down. I mean, we can go for a 2-for-1 here. Johnson is looking to use that screen. The switch now has Herro guarding. He's blitzed. He misses the two. The rebound here by Jaquez. And so the 2-for-1 wasn't executed, but there is time for the Nets to, well, run the length, even if the Heat use up the entirety of the clock. Herro's on an island with Keon Johnson. The screen is going to be set by Adebayo. That is a deep tray for Herro. It's off badly. The rebound by Clowney. Oh my God. How the fuck do you turn it over there? We force the stop, and of course, we turn the ball over in the backcourt. That's got to be the third or fourth time that's happened in this game. It feels like, at least. Every concession counts for double. So 4.4 for the Heat to shoot. This is plenty of time, and this would be so on brand for the Nets to concede a three after causing an initial stop. I mean, it's just an easy giveaway. It's an absolute gift. In the spirit of Christmas, here's Adebayo on the outside. Where's he going to shoot this? From three. And that was a rim grazer. So, look, I don't think they'll be happy with that final shot. But the Nets have taken this one down from 14 midway through the second to, well, they've taken it down to 1. And they had multiple opportunities too to get this lead heading into the halftime break, but they end the quarter scoring 19 or going on a 19-6 run. So that is a great bit of resilience there by the Nets. They come out and score 29 second quarter points after it was a pretty slow start out the gates. And the opposition, well, they started very strongly, but they end the quarter with only 19 points to their name after that 12-minute interval. So, halftime, I'm pretty happy with that. Really happy with that. I mean, I don't care about results. I just want us to be in the game, and I don't want us to lose in a bad way. That was a really good second quarter. Ben Simmons' 8 assists. The minute he came back on the floor, this team's dynamic instantly changed. Noah Clowney's got 14. He's been superb, actually, and it's been a really, subtle 14 points as well. He's hit 3 threes. He's been to the line. He's made a few field goals. He hasn't made too many errors, but a couple of turnovers have not been nearly all that ideal. Keon Johnson's got 8 as well as a starter for the Nets. But Ben Simmons, Claxton, I better update his box score for me, or for him, should I say. 4.6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block to his name. Ben's, as I said, he did not score in that quarter, but he did dish off 6 assists in that second quarter. And it was pretty clear that every pass he made, it was turning dust into gold, really. Wilson with 5, Cam Johnson, the high man, with 15, and, well, he was shooting the ball incredibly efficiently until he missed a couple late in the quarter. But the Nets have trimmed this one down to a single possession. They are now shooting the ball better than the Heat. who are sub 50% now. They are 11 of 24 from deep, the Heat, but they didn't make nearly as many threes as they did in the opening quarter. They hit 9 in the first quarter. They went 2 of 10 in the second. The free throw number's been pretty high for both teams in this opening half. The Nets have had 17. The Heat have had 14. This is really neck and neck. The Heat are only up off the back of those threes being made. But the Nets have forced 10 Miami turnovers. The problem is they've had 9 of their own, so it's cancelled each other out, much like many other stats today. Herro is 1 of 5 from the field, so they'd be happy with that. But Duncan Robinson with 4 made threes, Jovic with 12. Those two are really putting us to the sword, and then Huckers has 7 as well. Adebayo's got the 6. He did not provide an assist in that second quarter, which sort of goes to show, how heavily slated that number was towards the first quarter when they were hitting those 3-pointers. So Bam and Herro are going to need to play a bigger role in this second half, you would feel, depending on whether or not Duncan Robinson decides to rock up in this second half. Highsmith, interestingly enough, got 2 personal fouls early in the game and has not played a minute since that point. So they've played a much tighter rotation. They've had, 5 players play 15 or more minutes. For the Nets, it's a little bit more spread out, but I find this really fascinating, this second half upcoming. And I want to go back now to see what is going on with the fast break points and the points off turnovers. The Nets have conceded more points off turnovers still, even though the Heat have had 2 more turnovers than us, which is sort of crazy. But there's been a number of possessions where we've gotten the steal and then just have thrown the ball away or really not capitalized on the break and haven't played our cards correctly. So definitely positives to take. I mean, the Heat only scored 10 points in the paint in the first half. So that really tells me that if they can't make the 3 in the second half, they are absolutely Dunsky. And the second quarter would indicate that. They got outscored by 10 in the quarter. The Nets have 20 points in the paint. So they are outdoing them in that area, which is a good sign. And the free throw number, that's really a really good positive to see. I think just generally in the second quarter, shot profile was very, very similar. We only had the 6 3-point attempts. We made 3, which is a good sign. But I'm seeing a lot of shots that we aren't forcing. And I do like that we're attacking the paint. And we see a lot of defensive vulnerability out there. They've conceded 17 free throws. They've, we're shooting the ball not great from inside the arc, but we are getting a lot of shots up from there. The Heat are 6 of 16 inside the arc. So not only have they only got 10 points in the paint, but they are shooting the ball like trash the minute they enter the interior. And the Nets have a lot of length to contend with. I think the key is just getting a few of those offensive rebounds back our way, because the Heat have scored on a number of occasions when they get those second chances. So overall, pretty happy with the half. Let me know what you are feeling at the halftime break. If you are enjoying, it's also important that you drop a like out there and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are back for Nets Bucks. Why on earth has it not updated? They are not 14th in the Western Conference, fam. I swear this has been up, this little bit of text. I've only noticed now. It's been up for the last 4 games, and I swear I've changed it every time, and it's never actually changed. Okay. Is this gonna work? Alrighty. Let's see. They were 5th in the East. Let me fix that right up. That should be good to rock and roll. Hold on. There she is. Nice. That should be all fixed up now. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. In terms of keys for the second half, I feel like the Nets just need to clean things up a little bit. And I also think it's just as simple as having your best players on the floor as much as possible. Now, if Geordie is feeling like a tank commander, he's probably just going to run our shit players. Like, our bench unit was garbage. I mean, you look at the box score, you look at the breakdown, you look at nearly every single, like, bench player. Every single bench player's in the negative. Martin's in the negative. Wilson's in the negative. Keon Johnson, okay, he's not in the negative. Milton and Sharp, they are also both in the negative, I think. It's because this is so, like, the text is so small that I can't even tell. ESPN should be a better for that. Yeah, so we've got 4 players in the starting lineup in the plus, and then we've got the entire bench plus Keon Johnson in the negative. And granted, it's not like a huge negative, but it is a negative, and in a close game that matters all the more. And then for the Heat, I mean, their bench actually cooked ours. Their starting lineup's actually been rinsed. So right now, like, I would back our team in if we play our starters ample minutes. We played nearly every starter 15 minutes. Cam Johnson got an extra couple in there. We played Jalen Wilson 13 minutes, which I'm not sure if that was the greatest decision right there, but I'm going to have to bail early today. Thanks for your effort bringing us the streams. Have a Merry Xmas. You too, mate. Appreciate the ongoing support, should I say. And here's to more streams in the future. Thanks everyone who is currently in the stream right now for the support. I mean, it's a season where it's very easy to lose interest. So I appreciate the people that keep rocking up to these, because I do them for the people. So if I'm actually doing them to people, then it's sort of it adds a little bit of justification to why I do this. So thanks to those who are tuned in. Hopefully we have another good half to go before the season is hopefully we have another good half before things result in, well, the Christmas break, really. And it won't be long before we're back, but it will be a couple of days. So anyway, apparently I'm just looking at my Twitter feed right now, and there's a lot of what is it? There's a lot of turmoil, should I say hostility in Wells Fargo at Philadelphia. In the second quarter of the Sixers Spurs game, Drummond got ejected for 2 technicals, but then Drummond's ejection got overturned and Wemby got called for flopping. But then Wembanyama's flop got overturned as well, and Embiid got ejected for screaming at the ref. That is the most confusing tweet I've ever seen in my life. So, I mean, that's not really that surprising. Cam Thomas, I've just seen, he played 5-on-5 today. He's going to be back in the next... Well, it's a good Christmas present, I'll tell you what, to be able to see him play. I wouldn't imagine they're going to rush him back. But that being said, I feel like they just want to... Like, Cam Thomas isn't going to be the kind to sit out. Like, that's just stupid, like 25, 30 games into the year. Second half is probably about to get underway very, very shortly. Not too long before we commence proceedings. Alrighty. Okay. So we should be about to start very, very shortly. I feel like that's my favorite phrase these days. So in case you missed it, the Miami Heat came out of the blocks firing. 9 3-pointers made in that opening quarter. The Nets, though, responded in the second. They were down by as much as 14. It got out to a game-high 14-point lead. 52-38 the way of the Heat. And then the Nets come back and score 19 of the last 25 points to close out the first half. And this is a one-possession game. Clowney's got 14 off the bench. Ben Simmons with 8 assists. And Cam Johnson with a team-high 15. So Nets have done really well to respond. And we did say pre-game that Noah Clowney needed to contribute. So did Keon Johnson. Johnson's just the pain in the ass half the time. Yeah. But Noah Clowney's definitely delivered and heard the call out. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I want this team to win. I just like seeing the team compete. I don't want to see him get like blown out. That's like, I don't want to see us lose by fucking 25 points. That's not fun to me. I want to see these sorts of games. I don't care about the result really. So Cam Johnson will start this second half with a pep in his step. He closed out the half very solidly for the Heat. Well, they're going to need to find their three-point shooting if they want to win this game because only 10 points in the paint in that first half. And inside the arc, they were 6 of 16. Their three-point shooting was far better. So if we can run the Heat off the three-point line, this definitely could play into the Nets' hands for sure. Simmons, he's got an open lane here. He lost the ball. Or there's a foul on Jaquez. And Simmons is going to go. I would have thought he's going to the free throw line here. But it's coming in from the side. Thought Simmons was in the gather motion. I thought it was a shooting foul. So Simmons probably a little bit stiff there. Why on earth? Oh, nearly a brilliant find there by Ben. Herro is down on the landing after he was trying to get the stop on Keon Johnson. He looks all right. To the corner for Jaquez. Herro's just standing off the ball because I think he's scared. Robinson takes a dribble, shoots a three, misses. Rebound for Cam Johnson. So Robinson started to, well, crash back down to earth. Let's just say that. Simmons has got it here. Hard screen. Ben rolls. No look. Claxton dribbles it off his foot. So 2 turnovers to start this second half. That's frustrating. Herro. Hesitation. Picks up his dribble. Great defense by Keon Johnson. Forced into another pass. Robinson to the corner. Herro touch pass to Bam. He's got 7 to shoot. He's got to put one up. Herro way back. 3 is short. Oh my god. That is just fucking bullshit. The ricochet off the rim from that 3 directly into the path of Robinson, who did not have a net anywhere near him. Claxton will hand off to Johnson. Gets inside. Lob. Claxton off. Johnson can't even get the tip in. And the rebound for the Heat. The Nets have missed a lot of opportunities to start this quarter. Robinson, another pump fake. Oh, that was a ropes pass to Herro. He gets inside, but is forced back out. Robinson, another 3. Good defense by Clowney. Rebound by Keon Johnson. Ben's going to push. Takes it in. Picks up his dribble. Back out to Keon Johnson, and Ben will slow things up and go again. He gives it to Cam Johnson. High screen. Switch. Highsmith guarding. Johnson gets inside. That's got to be a foul. Johnson gets it to go. I don't know how he has not seen that, the official. The reach was so clearly there, they did not call it. Herro. Bounce pass to Bam. And then they called that bullshit. That's just a joke. I don't understand how they call a foul for that BS and they can't call a foul on the shooting arm right in front of the official. I mean, what game are they watching? Highsmith is going to trigger in after the foul was called on the Nets. Little wrap up off the ball. Here's Robinson. Blitzed. Good defense. Knock away. Robinson can now take a dribble. There's the extra pass. Highsmith. Run off the line. Drive in. Tough shot. Doesn't get the bounce. That's great defense. The first half should have been an indicator that that's what you need to do. Claxton, the trailer. Spin. It's well short. Gets his own miss. And then blew the fucking layup. Mate, you need to... Oh, he's doing my head in, Clax. Seriously. That's an open 2, mate. 2 open looks, actually. Robinson gets by the defender. Good pocket pass for Bam. And he scores with the right hand. So, a 4-point game. It's actually been quite fast-paced for not much offensive return here. The lead is 4. Ben to Claxton at the elbow. The handoff to Cam Johnson. Picks up his dribble. Clowney in the corner. Back out to CJ. The screen will be set. The switch. Robinson guarding now. Down the middle. Johnson off one leg. He's not even looking at the basket. And he still makes the inside out. This is crazy. Herro gets inside. Great defense. Even better offense. That is incredible. Simmons, cross, picks up his dribble. Johnson, the 3. Nope. I don't know why Ben isn't going up for 2. Seriously, he could have gotten a foul off that. Robinson now guarded by Clowney. Huckes on the wing. Screen, ineffective. Huckes in the corner. Simmons guarding that. Oh my God. They've called a foul for that bullshit. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, why did they replay? Why did they replay the Claxton layup? That is unbelievable. Free throws here for Huckes. Five-point lead for Miami. They've done well to stabilize after the Nets, of course, had the momentum going into the break. Huckes clangs the second one home. It's 67-61. So Simmons. They're looking for Cam Johnson again. They go for the lob. That was not there. Ben did a great job of not turning the ball over in the first half, but he's done a shocking job in the second half. Highsmith short on the 3. Claxton throws it to Simmons' feet. That didn't help him. Johnson on the move. Beautiful skip pass to Johnson. Keon Johnson in the corner. Oh my God. This guy is seriously pissing me off. Three turnovers in the quarter for the Nets. The Heat have not had one. Wilson is straight back in. That's where the Nets have been leaving a few points on the table. That's what they did in the first quarter, actually. Adebayo goes down low. Good collapse by Clowney. Good pocket pass to Huckers. He had to take it in a really awkward position there. Robinson 3 is an air ball. It was that bad a miss that they actually got the offensive board, and Adebayo is badly off. That was a bit fortuitous as well. It went off the hands of Ben to Cam Johnson, and now Ben will get it back after that bad Miami miss. Johnson behind the back for Clowney. That was a little bit wayward. He still shot the 3! How has he made that? Noah! Oh my goodness, on the move. I mean, that was the most awkward pass. So the fact he's generated a 3-point make off a contested jumper whilst moving, that's tough. Herro's 3 is blocked by Claxton. Well short. And now the Nets can get this down to 1 or tie the game. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here, but despite those turnovers by the Nets, halfway through this quarter, they are hanging around. It is still a one-possession game. And they're looking in pretty decent shape. I mean, the Heat scoring definitely has dried up. But for the Nets, I mean, they've only scored 6 points here in this third quarter. So it hasn't been all that easy going, that's for sure. Alrighty. So let's have a look at the box score and see what is the dynamic in this game now. The Nets have scored 7, should I say, compared to the 9. Claxton, bro. 1 of fucking 7, bro. You're a center, mate. What are you even... Jesus Christ, this guy is making me lose my patience. Clowney's got 17. He's actually bailing us out here. Cam Johnson, 7 of 11. Not the service station. He's got the 19 points. Simmons with 8 assists still, but the turnovers are starting to pile up a little bit. The Heat have not turned the ball over. The Nets have turned it over 3 times. However, the shooting percentages... Now, the Heat keep firing away on 3 balls. They are 1 of 8 in the quarter. They are 1 of 8 in the quarter. Full context, they were 9 of 14 at quarter time. They are now 12 of 32. 3 of 18. That is horrendous. And that's keeping us alive because that shot selection, or those threes are accounting for most of their shot attempts. So they're really bailing us out here. We have a better shooting percentage, only marginally. Our 3 ball is still at 50%. It almost has felt like it's been around that mark all day long. But no free throws in this third quarter, which I see as a little bit of a negative. I'm probably being a negative Nancy for like looking at something so nitpicky, but really for the Nets, they've just got to like tighten up on their ball security because the turnovers are just a little bit out of hand at this current stage. So yeah, Jovic with 12, Herro with 10, Robinson with 17 for the Heat. And look, Robinson started the game really, really well, but he is now he's coming back to the mean, I think. So definitely a ball game here for sure. That's for certain. An entertaining match though. It's been definitely it's definitely had its ebbs and flows. But both teams really haven't wanted to run away with this, I think. Wilson needs help. They've got to get it in. Ben's still out there. The lineup actually didn't change. Claxton up top. Shoot the 3, Clax. Cam Johnson on the move to tie the game. Nope. Rebound for Tyler Herro. 67-64. Herro to Highsmith. Extra to Robinson. Bounce pass back out to Highsmith. They're looking for Duncan Robinson. There's the roll. Extra to Jovic. Beautiful pass. And they stood on the sideline or there was a 3-second call. Bam Adebayo was planted in the paint. So they've absolutely blown a brilliant opportunity at scoring the ball. I mean, that ball movement was immaculate. That's just been absolutely pissed up the wall because they had their center just standing aimlessly in the paint for a little bit too long. Simmons in the mid-range is looking for a pass. Cross court to Wilson. They've got to put one up. Wilson, good drive. Oh, the layup was wayward. And there's a foul on Claxton. Wilson did well there to create a little bit of separation, but the frustration arises when you're not making those shots and making them pay. So 67-64. We've got 5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Milton's in the game. These are going to be the testing minutes, the trying minutes, when the bench starts to come into the game. Sharp's out there with Milton. Oh, that's too easy. And Bam's blown the layup. And it looks like there's going to be a foul. Dayron Sharp, that positioning was garbage. Every step of the way, you knew that Bam was going to have an open runway to the hoop, and Clowney had to roll across. I reckon he committed the foul, actually. What? That looked incredibly light, but Bam's going to get free throws here. It's fair to say that in the middle two quarters, Miami have not been interested scoring the ball. After that 39-point first quarter, you wouldn't have thought based on the way the scoreline is right now, but Bam at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Makes the first. Alec Burks into the game. Herro will sit. So the Heat don't do a great job of scoring the ball with Herro out there, but the bench was the unit that cooked us, really. So second coming up for Bam. That goes down. Lead is 5. Nets have got to score a couple buckets here, I reckon. Without answer by Miami. Milton needs help. Johnson is that relief. Sharp looking for the handoff. Gives it back to Milton. Drive in. Hangs. Doesn't get the bounce. And then Sharp mistimed the jump. Milton does well. Oh no, the Nets are cooked here. It's a 5-on-3. Burks has got an open look. And he hits. We try to commit to the steal and you don't blame it, but you were always going to get absolutely cooked there for a disadvantage. They needed that 3 because those 3s have been lacking recently. Burks is the fouler. So 72-64, the Heat have got a little bit of separation here. Milton is going to trigger in. You got to get it in. Oh my God, Dayron. Fucking hell. Every time he takes a dribble, like, my heart's in my mouth. Milton's got it now behind the back. Gets inside. Hangs. Didn't get the whistle. It's going to be off. Miami. That's good work by Sharp. Milton wanted a whistle. Thought he got hit on the face. The referees, yet again, don't bat an eyelid. Without Ben on the floor, we actually look cooked. This lineup right here is just garbage. Sharp, Milton, Johnson, Wilson, Martin. It's basically all Long Island Nets, really. Martin off glass, it's off. Dayron with the tip in. You thought that was going to happen at some point. So, Keon Johnson getting tasked with the primary ball handler. Like-for-like swap between Herro and Burks. Bam, oh my God, he's just fallen over. What is that? He's just tripped himself up. That's not even a foul. What is this actually for? Where? What? There is nothing in that. And the Heat are in the bonus, so they're going to get to the line. It's just a nothing foul. I just wish the Nets could put a consistent 4 quarters together. That's all I ask for. They've gone out and scored 9 points in this third quarter. Lucky to not really be trailing by more, to be completely honest. So Bam's second free throw is good. It's back up to 8. Pass to Dayron up top. Milton, drive in, mid-range. He's missed it again. Milton just needs to, like, reel it in, I think, because the shot selection's been wacko. Adebayo, attacking sharp again. Mid-range, tough shot, it's off. Board by Wilson. They'll push. Martin goes down the middle. Beautiful cut. Good wraparound. Sharp gets it to go. Love that. That's what we needed, really. Just attack the basket a little. Enough of this mid-range bullshit. We don't need that. Bam. Oh, come on. What is that? Dayron, mate. He is getting absolutely... Like, this is an all-out feast, bro. It's come a day early. Mate, Bam is fucking killing him. I need to see the amount of fouls that Dayron Sharp has committed. How many? He's committed 2 personals. That is just bullshit. He has not committed 2 personals. Where is it? 3 personals. He's just an absolute foul machine, Dayron is. This bench, though, continues to get cooked. It happens every single game. I mean, granted, look at the quality on that bench. It's just garbage. So, I shouldn't really be one bit surprised that this is the situation right now, but... Like, seriously? So, it's just a... It's real tough going. Amy, happy Christmas to you too. Do you think we can win? Well, if we play this bench the rest of the game, we're going to lose by about 50. Like, we can definitely win the game, but it's just a matter of what lineups we roll out, because this one's offering nothing. This lineup right here is a net negative in all facets of the game. It's not like last year where we had like a Lonnie Walker to bail us out or someone like that. It's really dodgy. So that's where the frustration kicks in, I think. Looks like Boston are going to get done by Orlando. Orlando have no one. That's actually incredible if they get this W completed. Up 10 with 3.5 to play. 2:40 to play, though, in this first half of the second half, if that makes any sense. And so, an 8-point game. And look, the Nets are getting, well, their bench is getting a lesson taught. Their starting lineup's doing a great job. I just find it really strange that, well, I don't find it strange if he's been given a memo by Sean Marks to tank the crap out of this game, but this lineup right here that Geordie is rolling right now is the epitome, is the embodiment of tanking right here. When you have basically five players who have played G League minutes, like Keon Johnson, Wilson, and Martin are all G Leaguers, basically. Dayron Sharp is, well, I mean, he's sort of playing like a bit of a bum. And who's the other bloke? Shake Milton. I mean, he's been on the end of benches for a ton of years. Bam's made another free throw. We still have not been to the line in this third quarter. There's so much wrong with that. That was a huge part of our scoring total in the first half. Here's Milton looking for a pass. It's Martin in the corner. Out to Keon Johnson. Screen, drive, picks up his dribble. That's a tough 2. And he knocks it down on the turnaround. 2:20 to play. That cuts it to 7. That's only our 12th, 11th, and 12th points of the game. What? Jovic just got hit with a travel, and he didn't even move after picking the ball up. What? Who's that on? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Yeah, the officials actually picked that up very well. He's taken 4 or 5 steps as he collected the basketball. So the Nets will get a free look here. They need to capitalize on this. Milton, drive in, gets into the mid-range. Johnson, kick out. Milton's got an open look. He's got to make that. It's a bad miss. It's that bad a miss that Martin collects and is able to flip it up for 2. Back down to 5. So the Nets get a reward for that very costly, in the end, lapse. Burks is going to bring it up. Picks up his dribble. That's a dodgy pass to Jovic, who's picked up quite heavily there by Wilson. There comes the blitz. Highsmith to Herro, who's back in. The switch, 4 to shoot. Guarded by Wilson. Spin. Collapse. What? Oh my God, where did the clock go? Where did the clock go? It just completely disappeared off my screen. And they hit the 3. I'm sure they used the whole clock. Milton is locked up by Highsmith. There is a foul in that. I'm pretty certain that that clock fucked up at the end of the clock there. Let me have a look. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, he did have time. Why did the clock evaporate? Play resumes. Milton is blitzed. Wilson has an open 3. That's a bad miss. But Dayron with the rebound. He's missed another putback. How many times, Dayron? You're out there for rebounding. Fucking hell, man. This guy gets... There's another foul, and it's just the most random shit. They're just calling crap for nothing. And they just go into the line again with really minimal energy exerted and no time wasted. 2 shots here for Alec Burks. Why are you out there, Dayron, if you can't rebound the ball? Or you can't actually capitalize on the offensive rebounds you get? I swear this guy has the most offensive or the worst offensive rebound to point percentage in the entire league. That one rattles out, so Miami come up with an outcome of 1 of 2 from the line. Martin on the outside. We can definitely get a 2 for 1 here. Doesn't look like we're remotely interested. We're just going to look for best shot available. Milton got it, and he absolutely blew it. But we get another go. Martin's got an open chance, and he hits the 3. Thank God. He needed to make that, and that ends up being a perfect 2 for 1 execution in the end. 7-second difference between shot and game. Herro gets inside. Oh my God. How on earth have they executed that pass? That was right at Dayron as well. Where with the dunk completion. 8-point game. We can hold for 1 though. It's Milton. Switch. Herro guarding. 1-on-1. Milton is doubled. Gets inside. There's an open look. It's Martin top of the key. Gets in. And that's 3/4 time. He got there in the nick of time. 0.5 on the clock when that one went through the net. It is a 5-point game. And, well, the Nets are within touch. I think it's fair to say that the bench are holding up a little bit more than I anticipated. But that being said, the Nets, in that 3rd quarter, only racked up 21 points. That's not actually that bad because they were in dire straits. I think they had about 9 with 3 minutes left in the quarter. The Heat, they were 58. They only got 25 points added to their tally in the third quarter. There is 1 quarter to play. The Nets have, fought for the majority of the game. I think they've had a good crack. But right now, I mean, the talent's not really showing at stages for the Nets. We've gotten 11 out of Martin, who has not missed a 3-point shot, which is great news. Keon Johnson with 10, Sharp with 6 and 6. I mean, he's probably gotten like 4 offensive rebounds and not made a putback 2. Wilson with the 5, he hasn't been that great. And Shake Milton, mate, stop shooting the damn ball. You've had 3 turnovers and your row of 7 from 2. I mean, you might as well just get back on the team bus and go home. Cam Johnson's got 19. A little bit of a lower volume in that third quarter. I only think he put up 3 or 4 shots in that third. And Clowney, 5 of 9 from the field, 17 points total. Simmons did not have an assist in that quarter. He actually didn't really do anything in that quarter. And Claxton's 1 of 7 from the field. So our bigs are not doing nearly enough. I mean, the percentages are not great. We are shooting 27 of 66. The 3-point percentage is far better than Miami's. I mean, they shot the ball in that third quarter. What were they? 11 of 24 at the half. And so they've gone out and gone 3 of 10 in the third quarter. So they're not shooting the ball particularly great in the middle 2 quarters. The turnover count is very, very similar, but the Heat did a better job of retaining the basketball. And amazingly enough, the Nets have had 10 extra shots in this third quarter, or in this game, should I say. And, the reason for that is they didn't have any free throws in that third quarter. The Heat piled on the free throws. They had 9 shots at the line compared to the Nets, who got nothing. Jovic basically is an identical stat line to Martin. Herro's been pretty poor for the most part, and Robinson and Adebayo had a massive third quarter, got to the line, and got a lot of strong rebounds, getting those rebounds off a lot of Nets misses. He had like 9 points in the third quarter and really attacked that Day'Ron Sharp matchup, which seemed to be a point of weakness for the Nets. However, Bam and Sharp are both off. Here's where, easy jam, we allowed the backdoor cut and a good find there by, I believe it was Adebayo or Jovic. 7-point game here. Start of the fourth. That was a bit of a dodgy pass where Neely was on the end of a steal. Claxton to Wilson, who will drive in. Milton change of direction. Wasn't able to lose the man and has to roll it back out of Wilson. He'll use that Claxton screen. Layup off glass. How was he missed? Rebound somehow ends up with Miami. I mean, they didn't even rake in the rebound really at all. Now it's Herro, who's going to look for Ware in the post because Johnson is guarding him on an island. They'll try it again a little bit later in the clock. Beautiful look for Burks in the corner. The 3 is good. He has been money today. He's made 3 trays in the game. It is a 10-point lead now. First 5 of the fourth, the way of Miami. Martin to Cam Johnson on the wing. Bounce pass to Claxton in the middle. Who are we looking for? Clax is just going to go himself. Body bump. And wasn't able to get the roll. It'll be 2 free throws. And that's not what we've seen from Claxton like all day. And that's what I basically screamed at him to do earlier in the contest. But he's taken a good old time taking his time. So Claxton at the line getting a pair of free throws here. And he makes the first. So back into single figures. So one more free throw here for Claxton. Scores 88-79. And he makes both for once. 88-80. Burks will bring the ball up. He's guarded by Milton. It's pretty good defense off the rip. Larson to Ware. Good take. Herro. Now guarded by Claxton. Good cross. There's the lob. And that pick and roll is working a treat. We can't get up there. And the lob is working every single time. So 10:09 to play. 90 to 80. That partnership's been working a treat early here in this fourth quarter. I mean, Ware's gotten on the end of a couple of feeds by many of his teammates. Here is Claxton. Handoff. There's a foul off the ball. It's going to be on Pell Larson. 10 minutes to play. The net's inbound. It's Milton in the corner. They'll look for Claxton. Milton will use him to get it back. Layup. Well done by Shake. Back down to 8. Herro. Screen. They're going to do the same shit again. However, this time the pass is wayward. And the Nets get the steal. Claxton will push. One-man fast break. Nope, he doesn't want to attack the paint, which is a bit strange. Because there is no interior presence. And now Martin in the corner is going to shoot a 3. It doesn't go down. I do not like that shot selection. Clax needed to demand that ball. Had the mismatch. It's a bit questionable. Well doubled there by the Nets. Herro picks up his dribble. Jovic is going to shoot a 3. It's off. Very lucky to not commit a foul. We get it ahead. That was nearly a wayward pass. Martin was able to reel it in, though. Milton on the outside now will use these couple of screens that are going to be set for him. We've got 8 to shoot. 9 minutes to play. Johnson. Step back 3. Oh, that's tough. If it goes in, it's well off. It's an air ball. They get it ahead. It's Burks. I believe they have the numbers here. Larson in the corner. Back out to Burks. That's a good move. Johnson knocks it away, though. Clax, man, you are an absolute waste. Herro easy layup. Call a fucking timeout. That is fucking pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. The rebound is there and you're fucking half-assing it with one arm. Just pisses me off. It's just so fucking apathetic. Just a lack of care. Seriously. I just want to watch this. Like, what even is that? That's so half-assed, mate. The ball is coming at you when you're not even, like, putting your body behind the ball. Johnson's batted it to 2 nets and it's somehow gone off hands. I mean, that's just dog shit. And then Martin half asleep on the layup. Like, get yourself behind the fucking defender or the offensive player. That's just fucking pathetic. You turn a steal opportunity into that output. At least fucking try. It's so obvious that there was so much apathy in that. Those are the ones that actually, like, rile me up. Like, I'm happy to lose, but losing like that, or like how do you even turn a steal into that? I just can't wrap my head around it. That's the real trigger factor for me. We're down by 10 points. That really should have gone the other way and gotten it down to like 4 or 5, really. Because that right there is simply not good enough. Wow. Orlando have choked. It's now a 1-point game with a minute left. It looks like the minute Goga Batadze went down, it looks like he's gone down. Shit's hit the fan. Alrighty. 10-point game, 8:20 to play, still plenty of time left. Let's just hope that the Heat or this game is going to remain on screen. Boston don't have Tatum. Looks like Orlando are probably going to be okay. They've got possession with one. They've got possession, 8-second difference between shot and game. But they're going to have to score here. They score a 3, it's over. There's the roll. Oh, here's a look. Here's a look. De Silva! Yep, it's over. 9 seconds left. It's a 4-point game. It is absolutely finished. Anyway, let's not look at that game. That game doesn't concern us, but that's a great result for Orlando, for sure. And the Jazz are fighting it out against the Cavaliers. I mean, they couldn't be like any more separated at either end of the spectrum. 8:25 to play. This Claxton's been just crap. 12 games with 20 points this season for Cam Johnson. That is a career high. He's been unbelievable. It's a 10-point game, though. This is going to be a pretty tough ask. I mean, the Nets have hung around for most of the contest, and they've come back from a larger deficit, but really got to wipe out some of the bullshit in this game. Thank God Clax has gone to the bench, because seriously, he's been... I can cope with Sharp making mistakes, but actually trying. Simmons back out of Wilson. Clowney got discarded off the ball and the ref didn't do anything about it. Sharp needs a handoff. He's going to need to put one up. Johnson the cut. Ben gets it to go, but they've chalked it off. That's also the second time in the quarter that... Oh my God, Cam Johnson has just pulled up sore. I don't know what he's done, but he is limping. Or he's favoring one side. And so Keon Johnson checks in, and that's probably where the game is done. But the role players, I mean, they surprise at various points of the season. This could be another one of those times, but here's Herro trying to cook on Day'Ron Sharp, and that is tough. It's a 12-point lead. I expect this lead to balloon. Clowney's got an open look top of the key, and that is off. Maybe if he was a couple steps closer, that would have been a make, because it was definitely online. Herro, cross. Beautiful find in the corner for Larson. He'll miss that. Rebound by Clowney's good. The Nets are going to need to capitalize early in the clock, I think, if they want to win this. Wilson does so. No, he doesn't. Sharp gets the rebound, and yet again, he's missed another putback opportunity. This is actually baffling. How many offensive rebounds this guy can get and not convert the two at the rim? Herro, drive, skip pass, extra good rotations. Jovic, one more. How has he saved that? Herro fall away 3 is off the board by Clowney. Ben's got to push. It's a 3-on-2 break. Johnson just barreled into Larson. It's an offensive foul. That wasn't even remotely disguised. I don't understand what he's even... He's basically gone for a ride on Larson. Let's have a look at Cam Johnson. Oh, little ankle tweak for CJ trying to set a screen. I mean, that's shocking luck. I don't think he's going to play the rest of the game. Sharp is now on the side, so we're playing small ball to close this game. Tyrese Martin's out there. 6 minutes to play. It's a lead of a dozen. Burks, 6 to shoot. Drive in. Good defense. Better offense. Johnson's too small. Ben, just drive it in. We got nothing to lose. Beautiful lob. Clowney with the dunk. Back down to 12. 6 minutes to play, though. A lot of work to do for the Nets here, considering they have not scored too many points here in this fourth quarter. Herro gets inside. How has he laid that in? How has he laid that in? Oh, thank fuck for that. They've actually called a basket interference. Oh my God. Thank God for that. They didn't see it. Initially, the third official had to call it off. Yeah, mate, the ball was on the rim. It couldn't be any clearer. And so those 2 points for Miami are chalked off. Ware was hit with the... Well, he was the guilty party in that. 5:47 to play here in this match. The Nets get a stop, albeit the unconventional way. Ball's inbounded. So Clowney out there with Ben Simmons, Keon Johnson, Tyrese Martin, and Jalen Wilson, probably to close this game out. Clowney. Hand off. Martin. Clowney's gonna shoot this. Pump fake. Gets inside. Kick out. Keon Johnson 3. Yes, sir! And we're gonna get a timeout. That's well done by Noah Clowney. I mean, the 3 was on offer. And sometimes, I mean, given the way he shot the ball today, you probably would back him in to shoot that. But he let the defender fly by, drove it in. Simple driving kick. The numbers had collapsed, and Keon Johnson, top of the key, hits the tray. So we remain in the game. It is, well, it's ended up being a 5-point swing favoring the Nets, and it goes from a prospective 14-point lead to a 9-point lead. We're in a somewhat decent position of potentially steal this game, but I don't like the chances. Cam Johnson did have a little ankle tweak, so I would not be surprised if they just rule him out for the game. And Claxton's just been dog shit, so we are just don't play him. Just don't play him. I mean, Clax ends the game with what? 6 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and a couple of blocks in there. But mate, he's 1 of 7 from the fucking field. I mean, our 2 bigs, Dayron, 3 of 9. And look, for him, it's not by a lack of trying. It's just the fact that he cannot score second chance points to save his life. He probably generated 5 or 6 opportunities, but yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, we've had 11 extra shots than them. And really that should result in more buckets for you, but we just haven't been good enough putting them to the sword with these second chances. I really want to see how many offensive rebounds we've had. Because I reckon it's definitely trumping Miami's count. If you are enjoying though, guys, make sure to drop a like on it and on this stream and subscribe as well. I mean, we'll be back for Nets Bucks after Christmas. Yeah, and then we'll be going full steam ahead into the new year. There will be a period of time where I am off or can't do streams, but outside of that little patch of time, we will be here for basically every match. So yeah, it's just a busy time of year, so yeah, there'll be a little stage where I've got to prioritize other things. But oh, Cam Johnson's back out. A miraculous recovery. So it looks like Keon Johnson will sit his ass down on the bench after knocking down that pretty important 3. Bam is out there. 5 minutes to play with Jovic, Burks, Highsmith, and Herro. Here is Burks. Bounce pass to Bam. Good roll. There's an open look for Herro. And he had plenty of time to set the feet, think about the 3. And he knocks it down. That's a really important tray. Good response. 12-point lead for Miami. Johnson on the outside. Out to Martin. Clowney thought about the 3. Acknowledged the basket. Didn't shoot it. Picks up his dribble. Hands it to Johnson. He'll get it back and shoot a tray. And that's off. Bam was doing some antics off the ball, and I reckon that put him off a little bit. Here's Jovic to Adebayo. Good change of direction, and that too goes down. I mean, you can't stop that. The Heat crack the ton, and it is a 14-point lead now. They've scored the last 5. Good response after the timeout. 4 minutes to play. Here's Johnson, one-on-one with Adebayo, body bump, skip pass, Clowney, ready to shoot. 3 is off, and that is probably gonna, I would say, that's probably the white flag wave that we needed. Bam. Gets inside, shoots another 2, falling away. And there's the foul, and there's the bucket. I don't think Cam Johnson even did anything. Bam just fell to the floor, and they've called some bullshit, as they have all game long. And Bam will get a free throw here at the line to shoot. They have not been 16 points better. Let's have a look. Where's the foul? Oh, come on. Mate, are you fucking kidding me? If that's called a foul, then you might as well tell every defender to put a blindfold on. Because they're basically paralyzed if you're calling that a foul. And he fucking airballed the free throw. The ball doesn't lie, mate. The ball doesn't lie. Fucking hell, mate. You might as well play with no arms and no legs if you're calling that a foul. We miss another 3, and it seems like that's the game we're playing now because we're that far down. I cannot believe we're only at 87 points. That's sort of hard to believe, given we were 57 points at the break. But I'd love to see the free throw count in this second half. Herro, fall away 2 is off. That's a bad bit of shot selection there. Ben gets it to Johnson, to the corner for Martin. Pump fake, sidestepping 3. His jump shot looks so nice. He's actually a good shooter, which is sort of nuts. He's making 3s at a good percentage this year. Herro gets inside, wrap around to Adebayo. Clowney drives by, and Bam with the dunk. We had no resources left to defend the interior, and the Heat are up 15 now. I'd say this one's pretty much cooked. Johnson's 2 is short, the rebound by Tyler Herro, and this is probably going to be a pretty nonchalant end to what has been a pretty close basketball game for most. Herro passes to Bam. Double arrives by Ben. Herro, knock away by Martin is pretty good. 2:10 to play with less than 5 on the clock. So 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. I don't imagine they're gonna exhaust them. Bam was pulled by the jumper. It didn't matter. And he scores another 2 in the mid-range. He's definitely taken the game by the scruff of the neck in this second half. He has beefed up his scoring tally heavily, really. Cam Johnson uses the Ben screen, attracted a lot of attention, and then lost the ball out of bounds. Another turnover. This has not been a performance which is... should I say the scoreboard is not an indictment of how we've played. I think we've had a pretty good match for most. Most of the time, Herro's left alone as we try to trap. And there's another open look for Jovic. And he hits the 3. And empty the bench, lads. Empty the bench. 20-point lead. And yeah, it's fair to say that this is well, the game is cooked. I'm trying to remember. 87-96 was the score when the timeout was called a couple of minutes ago. And it's resulted in a 14-3 run, and the Heat have completely outdone us in this quarter. The Nets had 57 points in the first half. Do not ask me how they've ended with 33 points in the second half. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The Heat haven't even shot the ball like all that great in the second half. I mean, they've only got 52 points to show for their second half efforts. It's really the fact that the Nets have just completely forgotten how to play basketball on the offensive side of the ball. We started the second half not too bad, clamping them up, but ever since the midpoint of the third quarter, the Heat have just gone on an absolute tear and have let this lead balloon to 20. So this game's really gotten away very, very, very quickly. We've gotten 19 out of Cam Johnson and Noah Clowney, which is nice. Claxton's got the 10 rebounds, but most of those are pretty empty stats. And Ben Simmons, I think the real key here is that first half he had 8 assists and he scored all his points in the first quarter. Second half he's had 1 assist and that's really it. And that's probably a heavy reflection on how this team has performed on the offensive end. Has it been more fact that Ben is just not, he's been a little bit more passive or a little bit less part of the offense, or I don't really know what it is, but it's fair to say that the output is well and truly diminished. And the minute that's happened, the Nets offense has looked like trash. Beautiful spin by Johnson on the drive, and he cuts it to 18, but it's all consolation now as the Heat bring it up. And I think we'll go back to the box score for just a little bit of a heavier breakdown before I say my last goodbye before Christmas hits. And there's a steal. Derek Whitehead with the steal. He kicks it out to Wilson. Extra to Keon Johnson. Stop and go. Out to Jalen Martin, who takes it in. Picks up his dribble. Nowhere to go. Back out to Whitehead, who's going to drive it down the lane and kick it out to Johnson for 3. That's off. Wilson with the board. Reverse. Gets it to go +1 with 41.5 seconds left in the contest. I really don't know why. Derek Whitehead was active tonight. I don't know why we didn't play him. When he played against Chicago in that blowout loss, he was like good 3-point shooter and a good defensive presence. I feel like he could have been a nice body to have out there. But unfortunately, I mean, we'll never know because he's playing garbage time again. But he did say that he wants reps in the G League. He'd rather play, he'd rather have reps in the G League as opposed to playing garbage time minutes in the NBA, which I get. That's a heat check 3, which is off, and the Nets will bring it up past half court. They'll go and try to shoot another 2, and that one's a bad miss. That'll wrap it up. 110-95, the final score in this first matchup between the two sides. The Nets only score a measly 17 points in the fourth quarter compared to the Heat's 27. They outscore us 52-38 in the second half. So by no means a really strong performance from the Heat. I mean, they only score 71 points in 3 quarters. The problem is the Nets, I mean, their offense is questionable at best with the talent they've got out there. So it's always going to be tough to contend when you are, you can't get stops. They couldn't do that early and they were chasing tail for the rest of the game. Even though we were within 1 at the half, we never really led. And overall, I mean, the Heat got it out to as much as 20 by the game's end. So they went on a couple of big runs and we just didn't do enough to stop that. If you look at the box score, Clowney with 19, good start by him. 4 threes made in that. Cam Johnson with 19, almost an identical stat line to what he produced the game before. Keon Johnson had 15, a much better showing by him. And then Claxton was a little bit questionable. And Simmons, after a really good first half, he absolutely put on the brakes in the second half. Martin with 14 off the bench was excellent shooting the ball, but that was the same could be said for only a few other players. Milton was 1 of 8. Dayron Sharp didn't know how to put the ball in the hoop after getting an offensive board. And Jalen Wilson was also inefficient. So he shot the ball 10 extra times, but made 3 less shots. They hit 17 3-pointers, and we only had 3 free throws in the second half after 17 attempts in the first half. And it's fair to say that we've fallen, 10 to 15 points shorter than where we should be, because this free throw number absolutely tanked in the second half. I mean, the turnovers, we forced less in the second half as well. That did not help. And Bam Adebayo's second half was excellent. He had 6 points at the half. Herro only had about 8. And those two were much more efficient, much more assertive in the second half. And they carried him through because Robinson disappeared in the second half. Jovic wasn't as prolific, and Alec Burks, I mean, he hit some timely buckets with Khalil Ware. But really, it was always going to come down to Herro and Bam, and those two, after a pretty quiet first half, combined for about 25 in the second half. That's half of the Heat's total in the second half, so they were a huge reason as to why they won the game by so much today. So, other things that I should probably just double check is the, let me have a look at the box score real quick. The team stats, I think that's a really important thing to look at. Turnovers, points conceded off turnovers, 23-20. So we conceded more, pretty even output-wise there. But the points in the paint is an interesting one because we were outscoring them about 32-14 at one stage. And that's when the game was close. It ends with us having an advantage by 8, 40-32, but the Heat more than doubled their points in paint tally in really a quarter and a half or less. And so that probably tells you all you need to know about how much of a stranglehold on the game Bam Adebayo had, because the minute he started scoring in the interior, that's when the Heat's reliance on the three sort of went away, and they were getting a lot more high percentage looks, and it ends a lot more positive for them in that regard. I mean, I'm looking at the scoring breakdown right now. We go back to it, and they end up having more threes than twos, but at halftime, they were 6 of 16 inside the arc, and they end this one 19 of 32. So they ended up in the second half going 13 of 16. You compare that to the first half, 6 of 16. That tells you all you need to know. Our interior presence was absolutely gone in the second half. They were getting it into the hands of the right players. Herro wasn't blowing layups. It was actually Bam Adebayo at the rim scoring or getting his mid-range look, which is, of course, a priority, or should be a priority for Miami. So overall, they deserve to win. I'm probably a little bit disappointed at the way we went out in the end. But an L is an L, and if you're tanking, an L is a win. And so I don't believe, did Philly win? Because that's an important thing to mention. Philly did beat San Antonio, so they are now within like a game and a half or less of the Nets. Charlotte and Toronto are a little bit further back, as you can see by the standings, but we are slowly entrenching ourselves outside of the play-in, which of course is optimal if you're tanking. But I just want to, I think the run upcoming is a little bit unrelenting. The next few games we have just before the New Year hits, 2025, we play Milwaukee next, but it doesn't get any easier after that. We play the Spurs, and then we play Orlando to round out this 2024 calendar year. So we will be there for, I believe, 2 of those games or 3, but that's going to wrap us up. So have a good Christmas, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you in a few days' time after Christmas. But until then, stay safe, have a good Christmas, enjoy it with the family, or if you're not with the family, stay safe regardless. And we will catch you in a little bit. See ya. Merry Christmas.